Hello everyone and welcome to SimplyCode's YouTube channel. Kaushal this side and I hope you guys are doing well. Today we are going to talk about jQuery. We will go through a brief about what jQuery is and why we use it. So far in this playlist, we came across JavaScript only. We also covered every important topic in JavaScript and then we came across several projects wherein we created two different games and an e-commerce website. So let's move ahead in the playlist and learn something new today. Before we begin, make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel and press that bell icon to never miss any updates on programming videos. So without any further delay, let's get started. Before we move on to the installation part, let's talk about what is jQuery. Introduced in the year 2006, when John Resig, a web developer, became frustrated with the issue of cross-browser JavaScript. He found it so complicated that he decided to develop the JavaScript library of his own to overcome this problem. That same library is known as jQuery today. So jQuery is an open source, fast, tiny, and rich feature library that makes it easy to interact with HTML documents, and it allows its users to manipulate and traverse DOM, handle events, animations, and Ajax in much simpler ways with an easy to use API that works in almost all modern browsers. In a nutshell, jQuery revolutionized the way of using JavaScript to interact with HTML documents. So let's move ahead and see how we can include JavaScript in a HTML file. So here we are in the HTML file. We have created an entirely new folder for this. We'll save all the jQuery related files in this particular folders. We have two more folders here. One is for the images we'll be using in further videos, and the other one is to save the jQuery library file, and we have a HTML and JavaScript files over here. Fine. Now there are two different ways of including jQuery in a HTML file. We can either use a CDN for that or download the jQuery file and save it somewhere in a system, and then we can use it later. So the former way needs an active internet connection, and for the latter one, the internet connection does not matter. So let's download the jQuery file and then we'll see how to use jQuery. Fine. We'll move to the jQuery website. So go to Google and write jQuery.com. This will take you to this particular website. This is the jQuery website we have. You can see over here the size of this jQuery file is just 30 kilobytes. Really small, right? To download jQuery, click on this download jQuery button over here. The current ongoing version is version 3.6.0, and the previous two versions, which are 1.x and 2.x, no longer receives update patches. So if you are in 2021, then it's not worth using those versions. Click on the button and it will redirect us to a new page. Fine. So click on the download jQuery button. So here you can see we have different jQuery versions. So you can download the compressed version, the uncompressed development version, the map file, or you can also download the slim build. So what happens in slim build is it excludes the Ajax and effect modules. For now, what we are going to do is we are going to click on this download the uncompressed developmental jQuery version 3.6.0, and you can see we have some code written over here. The code looks a bit familiar, right? It's written in JavaScript only. There are more than 10,000 lines of code. So this is basically a library with code written for events, animations, and many more things. Now press Ctrl plus S and save the file in your system. We'll keep it inside the jQuery folder and change the name. We'll keep it inside the jQuery folder. We'll go to desktop. Here's a jQuery file. We'll keep it inside this jQuery folder and we'll change the name to jQuery only. We'll remove the version name from here. Save it. So the file is downloaded and you can check it by going through the folder in your system. The file is saved. So let's move back to the VS Code and try to use this file in a HTML document. To include this jQuery file in a HTML document, we have to follow the exact same steps that we follow with JavaScript files. Use the script tag and write type and src and we are good to go. So let's include it here. We'll include the jQuery file at the bottom after the body tag because we want the HTML file to be rendered first. So what we'll do is we'll write here after the body tag script src is equals to, so what we have to write here is we have to write here jQuery. We have the file present inside the jQuery named folder. We'll write here jQuery.js. So this is the path of a jQuery file. We'll write here type is equals to text slash JavaScript, and we'll close the script tag. We'll again do the same thing, but first let me close this for you. And now what we'll do is we'll include the JavaScript file as well. So we'll write here script, and src is going to be jq.js. So this is the name of a JavaScript file. We'll write here type is equals to text slash JavaScript. Fine. So we have included the jQuery file to our HTML document as well as the JavaScript file as well. Fine. We are done with setting up jQuery. Let's go through a small and exciting example of using jQuery now. We'll discuss the syntax in the upcoming videos. You don't have to worry about it. Just giving you an example of what jQuery is capable of doing. So if you guys remember from the previous videos wherein we used JavaScript for fade in and fade out animations, we were fading in and out an image on a button click, right? And we had to write 10 to 15 lines of code for those two tiny tasks. So what we'll do is we'll do the same thing with jQuery in just one line. Let's find out how. So first thing first, what we'll do is we'll add an image. So we'll add an image to a HTML file. So here what we'll do is after this h1 tag, we'll write here img src is equals to images slash jq.png. So this is the path of our image wherein we have saved our image already. We'll write here alt is equals to js, and we'll use the id attribute. So let's say the id is img1 for this image. Next up, we'll add a button as well. We'll write here button, and we'll do the same thing. We'll write here on click. It will call a JavaScript function. So let's say the function name is func1, and we'll write here the button name. Fine. So let's say the button name is fade. Save it, and here you can see we have an image over here. We can resize the image by using image height and image width property here, but let's leave it for now. And we have a fade button over here. You can see the fade button is not working. It's just a fake button for now. So we have been doing all this stuff for quite some time now, right? It's easy. The most straightforward task in HTML, we can say. We need to define the function func1 now to make the image fade in and fade out on a button click. So what we'll do is we'll move to our JavaScript file, and we'll write here function func1. So this is a function, and then we have the body of this function. So that's simple. What we'll do is we'll write here dollar inside brackets. We'll access the id attribute. So we'll write here img1. Before that we'll write hash, and after that we'll write here dot fade toggle, and this is a function, and we'll write a semicolon. So that's it guys, we are done with it. You guys might wonder about what we did here. So let me explain guys. So this $sign over here is called a selector, and it is used to access an element from the HTML document. We'll discuss everything about it in the upcoming videos. So for now, just think of it as the document.getElement by id method we were using in JavaScript. It has the same functioning. Then we have a function named fade toggle. This fade toggle function is already defined in the jQuery file, which we saved earlier in our system. This function fades out the image if the image is there on the screen, and the good part is it also reverts the picture if we click on the button again. Isn't it interesting? We don't have to write lengthy code for such small tasks, so let's find out how it works. Save it. Go to the browser and click on this fade button. See, the image is gone. Click on the fade button again and here it is. So guys, this is what jQuery can do in just one line. The set interval method we were using previously also has an alternate here in jQuery. We have to write the time interval inside the fade toggle function and that's it. What we have to do is we have to write here inside the fade toggle function. So let's say we are writing here 3000 milliseconds. Save it and go to the browser. Here we are. Click on the fade button and see the magic. Easy and worth using, right? So I hope you guys understood all of this for now. Now, before we wrap up this video, let me show you guys the second way of including jQuery in a HTML file by using CDN. So we have to do the same thing again. So go to jQuery.com again and click on the download button. Scroll down and you can see here it says using jQuery with CDN. A content distribution network or a CDN is a distributed network of proxy servers and their data centers. It provides high availability and performance by distributing the service related to end users, provided that the user has an active internet connection. So click on any of them from wherever you want to download. For example, we'll click on the cdnjs.cdn. So we'll click on this and it will take us to a new website. Copy the link from here with script tags. So if you click on here, it will say copy with script tag, right? So what we have to do is we have to copy the link from here with the script tags and go to the JavaScript file. Place it in place of script tag here. Now what we'll do is we'll paste it here instead of this script tag. Now we have written over here src as cdnjs.cloudflare.com and this is the whole path, and then we have integrity, cross origin, referral policy and all. Fine, save it now. Go to your program and let's see if it's working or not. Click on the fade button, wait for 3 seconds and it's totally working, right? So in today's video, we came across an introduction to jQuery. I hope you guys understood it and we'll go through everything about jQuery in the upcoming videos. That's all for this video guys. See you in the next one where we will go through jQuery selectors. If you like this video, then do give it a thumbs up. If you have any doubts, do let us know in the comments below. Share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe Simply Code. Thank you.